Hey, Assalamu alaikum. In this video, we will understand about the drinking of the water is not the solution of the rehydration from the dehydration. So even the too much drinking of the water also cause the dehydration. How it is possible? Basically, is the dehydration recovery required the hydration from water, but it is not real things because remember about that things. Why? Basically, your body not required only water, but water should be hold, not water should be intake while the urination to loss all water. So that is not a solution. Basically, the solving the problem correctly, which that is important things. So in this way, basically whenever you will drink water, but it will urinate, so again the loss of the calcium, potassium, magnesium, sodium and a lot more metal ions as well as the electrolyte. So that is the problem. So why you should prevent the intake of the water while increase the holding of the water for long time, which that is important. For some people have kidney issue due to the too much drinking of the water is important because whenever they will not drink the water, so the kidney issue can be possible. And I am not recommending for those persons which that have a kidney problem, because the kidney require the water for the maintenance of the function of the nephron, because the low level of the water so will lead to not filter the ammonia, urea and uric acid. So in this way the water is required for the excretion of the ammonia, excretion of the urea mostly. So some people have the high metabolism, require the too much water for loss of the urea, but some people not. But for generally, if you are thinking about that, you should require the electrolyte. So what is the electrolyte? Like sodium chloride, potassium chloride, basically the high salt, which that is important, like the potassium containing salt and the phosphorus and a lot more salt, which that is basically the electrolyte is too much important, which that come from the green vegetable, like the sodium, potassium, magnesium, which that is important, and calcium, like the intracellular cation and extracellular cation, which that maintain the fluid, not only water, so maintain the fluid, because our body not contain water, but our body contain electrolyte. And in this, the electrolyte basically are present in your blood. So remember, not basically only the only water, but pure water, but in the form of solution like the sodium, potassium containing salt, protein, a lot more things. Because all these things are dissolved. But the sodium, remember the sodium and potassium, which that hold the water, and the ratio of the water will maintain in the blood and tissue through potassium and sodium, which that is important. And the potassium is too much important. You can gain the potassium from the green vegetable, while whenever you will not intake too much water, so in this way you will hold the water due to the potassium and sodium and other salt and like calcium, which that come from the green vegetable. So you should intake the green vegetable. But whenever you will in the cold hot weather, so I am just talking about the normally, but the condition is that the hot and cold weather. So hot and cold weather is the concern. For example, whenever the cold weather, so in this the cold weather not require too much water drink, because whenever you will drink water, so it will be loose from the urination and also lose the minerals and a lot more essential vitamins from the urine. And in this way, during the cold weather, you should not drink too much water, while the hot weather, you should drink more water, because the sweating will decrease. Like me, this is the basically too much hot weather, so that is why basically the sweating is too much. So that is why in this way you can drink water, because the loss of the water from the sweating, which that not lose the too much minerals and the electrolytes. So in this way not any problem. So remember that things basically. So in this the hot weather not require too much prevention of the water drink, while the cold weather, whenever the cold weather, you should don't drink too much water, but less amount of the water. But the hot weather, you should require too much water for normal metabolism of your body, like the normal temperature in your body. So So that is the important things. So in this way, the water is not essential for the rehydration, while the water is essential for holding. So the water is important with the electrolyte. So the deficiency of the electrolyte will lead to not hold the water in your body. So in this way, the loss of the body will lead to quick dehydration. So the rehydration recovery requires the electrolyte, and in this way you can hydrate. While increase the electrolyte also function properly the kidney. So in this way, green vegetable, green salads, which that contain magnesium, potassium and copper, sulfur, etc. a lot more electrolytes also, which that function properly, and in this way the dehydration prevention can be possible, and in this way the rehydration quickly. While whenever you will not concern with the micronutrient, in this way you can cause the problem, and dehydration can be possible, and the recovery of the dehydration as a rehydration will not possible quickly, and in this way the problem will occur. So that is why the too much drinking of the water in the hot weather is important, while the too much drinking of the water in the cold weather is not good, while the concern with the micronutrient is important, and the hot weather not require too much micronutrient in the daily basis, while the cold weather require too much micronutrient because the urination will be increased. So I hope you make sense about that. If you like my video, basically a lot more things to understand the rehydration and dehydration. So see you in the next video. For this time, bye. Allah Hafiz.